Good afternoon, lovely people. This is Chaz with Coach Chaz Fitness, bringing you number 6. This is going to be about core focus. We all know in here we should keep our core tight. Actually doing it on a consistent basis throughout the day is another story. I know this is something I've personally struggled with in the past. Luckily I'm to the point now, because I've worked at it, that it's definitely helped out big time, especially me as a massage therapist in my main career that I've had. I'm in a lunge position and squat position a lot, and I'm leaning over a table. So if I don't keep my core tight, my back starts to ache, I start to use my shoulders too much, all that kind of extra work that's really just unnecessary. So there's basically 3 main areas that you need to focus on with your core. 1 is going to be when you're at work. 2 is going to be during your workout. 3 is going to be just being out and about, whether you're walking in a grocery store or going on, like a hike or something. So it's kind of all the in-between stuff. So let's dive right into the number 1, being at work. It really depends on your career. They're all basically the same principles, but I'll use the most common career out there as an example for this video, and that's going to be sitting at a desk, working at a computer all day. So number 1 thing about keeping your core tight is there's a difference between flexing your abs and keeping your core tight. So what I want you to do is practice this real quick. You can sit down or you can stand up and do it with me. So first, I want you to flex your abs. Just do it how you know how. You squeeze the upper portion of your abs, kind of squeeze them tight, and you flex. Now relax. Now what I want you to do is focus on your belly button. Focus on your lower stomach, your deep pelvic floor. Now what I want you to do is suck your belly button in towards your spine. Now you feel the difference between that. When you just simply flex your abs, you're going to feel it mostly in your upper. Now when you actually keep your core tight, your core is so much more than those superficial abs that you see, that 6-pack. Your core has deep walls that hold your entire torso strong. You always hear that the strongest portion of a 2x4 is the middle. Same thing with your body. Your body, your strength, your structure, your stability, everything comes from your core. So throughout your everyday routine, you need to make sure you're keeping that belly button sucked in towards the spine. And with that, one thing that helps is if you take your pelvis, slightly tilt it forward. And how you do that is slightly flex your butt cheeks. Now it sounds funny, but you got to do it. So practice this with me right here on the video, or do it after. Just practice it. Suck your belly button in, kind of tilt your pelvis back with that, and with that, roll the shoulders back, chest up high, neck in neutral position. That's going to be in a posture video coming up, but right now it's just going to be about the core. So keep that core tight, belly button sucked in, slightly flex those butt cheeks, tilt the pelvis forward a little bit. You'll feel it in your deep core. That's the type of core focus and core tightening you want to maintain throughout your entire day. Now let's go into an office setting. This is my little office here. Now, when we're working at a computer, most of us are going to be just hunched like this. We're all guilty. So basically 2 different ways to look at it. 1, you're going to be slouched over the computer. 2, when you get lazy, you sit back and relax. Now, the thing about the core is when you're standing upright, your body weight, so let's say you're a 200-pound male, you have 200 pounds of weight weighing down on the body, gravity. You have 200 pounds being evenly dispersed between your tendons, your muscles, your ligaments, your bones. Your core is automatically engaged when you stand up. All of your body weight is evenly distributed throughout the body. Now, when you sit down, guess what? Your legs disengage, your core automatically slacks, and we start to develop this hunchback position rather than keeping it upright. So that's the biggest thing about the core when you're sitting, is you have to realize that when you sit, all of that body weight that was just evenly distributed throughout your entire body some of your areas of your body just got disengaged. So that same amount of body weight is going to be put into your back, your spine, your low back. That's why office workers, I see this a lot as a massage therapist. Office workers have terrible low backs just because there's so much weight being compressed down there so much. So when you're sitting in your chair, let me move this camera back for you. When you're sitting in your chair, get all the way back. So you're using that backrest. You know, if you have one of those fancy chairs that can get that lumbar curve in there, that's excellent. So when you're sitting down, try to use those same principles I just discussed. Belly button in towards the spine, kind of tilt your pelvis a little bit, and you should feel your core nice and nice and tight. I can't talk today. So I want you to practice that if you have a regular desk job. Literally practice it. Keep your core tight, shoulders back, and then go about your work. With the second you start to see yourself doing this, catch it, fix it. It's so easy to get focused on what you're doing on that computer screen that you forget what your body looks like. The same thing in the opposite. This is one way to do it. Others will do this. If you catch yourself doing this, roll the shoulders back, belly button in, pelvis tilted forward a little bit, squeeze those butt cheeks, and keep it tight. Now, going into workouts. When you're working out, especially when you get into stuff like squats or throwing a barbell around, you need to make sure you're using your core. If you're not, you're going to be putting a lot more stress on your joints than you need to. The other thing about working out too is if you utilize your core enough, you'll be sore the next day. Especially getting into stuff like front squats, having that front rack position. If you really use your core, the entire thing will be sore the next day. So workouts are extremely important. Anytime you go down to the ground for a plank position or push-up, keep that pelvis tucked up and under. Especially in a plank position, it makes a big difference too. You don't want to be wearing out your shoulders and something like that. Anytime you're going to be doing any type of overhead pressing movement, make sure that your legs are going to be nice and sturdy. You know, like a split squat stance or a horse stance is going to be nice too. Keep everything tight and engaged first, starting with your core, and then do the movement. You don't want to be throwing weight around if you're not using your core first. And then the other one, just in between everything, work and working out, it's going to be about walking around, going grocery shopping, all that stuff. Even, you know, just going out grocery shopping. Think about your core. Grab onto that grocery cart. Literally, just before you even take your first step, you grab onto the cart, grab onto the handles, keep that core tight. You will feel an amazing difference. Now, when you first start implementing this, it's going to be tough. You're going to feel almost like you're doing an ab workout. I know when I fall off track with doing this, especially in my career doing massage, it's extremely important for me to keep that. When I fall off track with it and then I start to implement it again, it takes me a few days to really get in the habit of it. Some people might be a few weeks. It really depends on your body structure and how you've been training your body to do these faulty patterns. So when you first start, give it about 3 or 4 days, and that burning sensation of keeping your abs, your core contracted, that burning sensation should go away, and you'll actually physically feel your entire core get tighter and tighter and tighter. So of course paired with good nutrition, proper training, that kind of stuff. But keeping your core tight is absolutely crucial to developing your overall physique and keeping stability throughout the low back, the shoulders, the back. I mean, everything stems from the core. I cannot beat that into people's heads enough. So that's one thing I want you to start implementing. Give yourself, like I said, 3 or 4 days. Literally just tell yourself, okay, first thing when you wake up, stand up, engage the core. Go throughout your day, you go to work, make sure throughout your work day you're giving yourself cues. You know, every 30 minutes, every hour to, okay, posture back up, core tight. When you do your workout, constantly keep that in your head. Okay, I'm going to start my movement. Core tight, then engage. Same thing, you know, if you're going out for like a walk or something, make sure you're using your core with each step. Don't focus on your legs picking up and moving forward. Focus on your core engaging. You will be amazed when you start to feel the difference in this. Even like if you're out practice walking, that's something that I started doing when I first started. Literally place your hand on your lower stomach and walk. Take those steps, but really focus on the core. You'll feel muscles in there moving around that you didn't know you had. So that's been my little tidbit on keeping your core tight for core focus. Number one, when you're at work, that's going to be the most crucial time, especially if you work a desk job, because it's so easy to disengage the core and let that body weight just weigh down on your low back and your spine. Engage the core. Keep that spine healthy how it should be. Number two is going to be during your workouts. That's another crucial time. And number three is just when you're out and about doing everyday tasks. Keep the core tight, guys. Give it 3 to 4 days. Post a comment below if you're going to commit to doing it. And after you do it for 3 or 4 days, I want you to comment again. Let me know what kind of difference that you felt. So I've had a couple of my clients that I've tried this on, had them do it, and it's always the low back pain clients that I try this on, and 80% of them say that they already feel a difference just in 3 or 4 days as far as low back pain. So that's something to give it a shot, guys. Just try it. That's what these healthy habits are for. You implement each one in baby steps, ultimately to build up to your new healthy, active lifestyle on a daily basis. This has been Coach Chaz. Be sure to check out our sponsor, fundsforyourlife.com. Fantastic company. Absolutely love it. That's why I paired up with these people. Just go check them out. It's a crowd fundraising site. It can be anything from just getting money together to pay medical bills for somebody that was in an accident. Somebody's trying to go to, like, for example, my sister wants to go to dance camp and cheer, so we started one for her. She's able to hit her goal with that already. It's been fantastic company, so I highly recommend you guys check them out. Anyways, live in excellence. I'll catch you guys later for number 7.